Hello, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. And take a look at this wallpaper and tell me what you think, folks. Show them the first sheet, all right? Come up close to it. Let them get a sense of what it's all about. If you folks know what burlap is, I would compare this to burlap. Or when you go to the store and you get a beach bag, similar to that material that's outside the outermost part of a beach bag. This is a Philip Jeffries hand-woven wallpaper, okay? First of all, when we butt the seams together, we're not gonna butt them. I'm gonna show you a different technique other than butting up against each other. First of all, you're gonna see the seams. Why is that? Because this is a random match wallpaper that has various designs within 10 sheet of paper. You can see various horizontal, they're just random. So when I put the adjoining sheet up against it, the randomness is not going to continue. And so you'll have a variation and certainly a shading effect or a paneling effect. But that's part of the deal when you get wallpaper like this. I want to show you how to do a hairline cut. There are two ways to hang this. One is just to butt the seam right up against the first sheet. But I'm not going to do that. On this, I'm going to want a tighter fit. And the way I'm going to do it, you see how I put this piece of tape over the first sheet? I'm a left-handed person, so I want the sheet this way and I want the action on my left side. Very important. So I put the tape, half of it is on the wall covering, half of it is on the wall. And so, because you can't get glue on this wall covering, I'm going to simply bring the sheet that's in my hand up onto the already hung sheet by about 3/16 of an inch. If I should exceed the edge of the tape, I'm in trouble. The idea is that I don't exceed the edge of the tape, and then I'll be fine. Okay, wish me luck as I go and try to hang this thing. One of the other things about this wallpaper is that when you apply the glue, I'm trying to get my sponge here. Okay, so when you apply the glue, you put it on the back and you have to let it not dry, but you can't hang the paper while the glue is wet, like we normally do in most every other wallpaper. So, here I go. Just show them, bring them over here and let them see how this is going on. Folks, one of the benefits of this wallpaper is that it's permeable. And so, you know the problems you have when you're hanging paper and you get all those bubbles? Well, you see all of these, the air comes right through it, so you don't get bubbles here. But you do need to do what's called a dry hang. And that simply means that you are going to hang it while the wallpaper is just sticky. Now, I'm sweating because we glued the paper outside in the sun. Why did I do that? well, number one, I don't like getting glue on people's floors. So it's easy to do it in driveways, but it's boiling outside. The sun dries the glue, and it makes it nice and tacky, and it does it fairly quickly. And so that's why I did it. Yeah. So as you can see, now your hands have to be spotless, extremely clean in order to do this, what I'm doing. And you can see it's hard for me to move because the wallpaper is dry. So when you land the wallpaper, I call it landing it, when you put it against the wall, you have to have it practically 90% in the place where it's going to stay. Otherwise, to move this, you got to pull it off the wall again. Very nice. Now the real trick is going to be seeing if we're level or plump. So let's check that out. Okay. It happens to be perfect, but it doesn't always work out like that. Okay. If you're going to be hanging this type of wallpaper, I suggest that in the morning you have something like Captain Crunch or Rice Krispies. I'm only kidding. Bring them up here where my hands are. Let them see what's going on. You can hear how dry, so to speak, the wallpaper is. Why am I doing this? Just in case I push some glue off, I don't want it going back onto the wallpaper. If you should put too much glue on this, you will get a blotch that comes through. And that blotch may not dry clear. So, you have to dry hang this stuff. Just no other way to do it. Now, here's why I made the video, what we're about to do. Bring them on this side now, because I'm a lefty. And let's show them how we do this. Okay, folks. A lot of you are writing into me, hey, what kind of blade do you use? This is a 9mm black blade. Husky sells them. You can get them at Home Depot, but you might have to go online depending on where you live. 9mm black. Okay, so let's go up to the top. So now what am I going to do? I'm cutting right on the edge of this wallpaper. La-dee-dee-dee-dee. Let me cut this first. This is going to put tension on it that I don't want. This stuff is not easy to cut through. So you want a sharp blade. Now, somebody wrote into me yesterday on my YouTube channel. Come over here so that you can see the angle. Please pay attention to the angle at which I'm holding this blade in relation to the ceiling. Make sure that they can see where this blade is, okay? Can you see it, one? The angle is about 20 degrees it's almost parallel to the ceiling. Some of you are dragging your wallpaper. Here's why that's happening. Either your blade is dull, or it's not the right blade, or if it is not dull, and if it is the right blade and it's still dragging, the angle at which you're cutting the wallpaper is wrong. If you're cutting it like this at a 90 or 70, you're going to drag your wallpaper. You have to bring the angle all the way up, and this affords you a greater portion of the blade with which to cut the material. And that's why the angle is so important. Okay? Somebody wrote in yesterday, and I told him that was his problem. Then he started asking me marital advice, and I said, I'm not qualified to do that, I'm sorry. No, I'm only kidding. Just joking. Okay, so I should get a new blade right now. I'm getting lazy. If you don't do it with a fresh blade, you'll pay for it later. Okay, now, I'm cutting it real close. Try to focus right in here, all right? Now, I'm cutting through 2 layers of this stuff. This is thick. Unlike other cuts like this, you can stop and refresh your blade, okay? I don't recommend you do that on vinyl, but if you have to on vinyl, if you're doing a 13-foot cut, you're gonna need to stop. Okay, you know what I mean by that? So somebody might be saying at home, how does he know he's going straight? Well, my spatula in my right hand is exactly the same distance from the edge as I do this. And since you saw that I made it plumb with my level, you can bet that it's straight, right? You know what I'm saying? So if my right edge, or actually I plumbed it on my left side, if it's plumb, then you know my cut is plumb. For those of you who do wallpaper or basic carpentry, you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna stop right there and refresh my blade. Now don't stop your blade normally, don't do that. On a material like this, you're not gonna see where Spencer Colgan stopped his blade. Unless you're me, because I forget where I stopped. Okay. Wow. Okay. La-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. So I was getting acupuncture yesterday, right? So the doctor it's a very small office, right? And he has the room separated by curtains. So he has me take everything off down to my shirt. And then I'm getting acupuncture for a half an hour. When I'm done, I go to get my clothing, which he said he put on a stool. Well, the stool is in the next curtained off area, and there's a 6-foot blonde with the blonde's back is to me. So I try to discreetly gather my clothing on my stool. Well, the blonde turns around while I'm getting my clothes. And then I scurried to cover myself. And the blonde had a beard that was 2 feet long from his face. And then he saw me trying to cover. He goes, "I ain't looking at you." I said, "I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get my clothes." It was the most embarrassing thing in my whole life. I thought the blonde was a woman. His hair was longer than Christy Brinkley's. And I wanted to say, no, let me not say it. I was embarrassed, to say the least. Come close, Juan. I want them to see that the tape actually helped me keep this online.
Wow.
I'm just doing a video, Bonnie. It's all right. You see, the tape actually helps me keep the whole thing in line. Now, there will be some critics who say, "How long did this video take? Could have had the whole wall done." If that's you, go do your wall. This is an instructional video. Now there's your hairline from your top piece. So now we have two pieces, the top and the bottom. And the reason why we tape it now is you're gonna see why. The tape is going to pull off the piece that I cut without pulling off the rest of it. See? You see why we use the tape? You see the piece coming off? Nice and easy. Now here's the worrisome thing. The homeowner's watching. It's gotta be right. Just follow my hands all the way up.
It's just unbelievable.
How about the guy hanging it?
Is it, and he too. And he
All right, good.
is equally gorgeous.
Awesome.
Wow, oh my God. The woman at Pottery Barn wants your name and your phone, your card and everything.
Tell her I'm taken. Oh, you mean for hanging wallpaper?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Look at that.
Okay, folks, now that is a hairline double cut.
Oh my.
And what you're looking at is a perfect, precise joining of left and right.
Oh.
And it's good because the homeowner just walked in while I was doing
It's
it.
gorgeous. Look at, you can't, you know what? Donnie's gonna be shocked.
Okay, so keep your camera on my hands. So now try to find the seam and you can't find it. Unless you replay your video and that's not fair.
Oh my God, I can't, I've never seen that.
How did that seem?
Okay, Juan, show them the whole
I'm
seam.
telling you,
Show them the whole seam up and down.
never.
This is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. Please visit us on the web at www.spencercolgan.com. Thanks for watching this hairline cut on a Philip Jeffries hand-woven material. Thank you.